Previously on Knight's Quest. You've tasted and seen.
Would you be willing to share it?
When I know I can trust you. You're able to reach the cliff face.
What was our end of the bargain again? What were we supposed to do?
Freeing the big guy.
Oh, fuck. We don't know how to do that?
No, we don't.
The stone disappears, revealing a long tunnel from within.
Come and meet the imprisoned Prince of Pallado.
Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Ding, ding, ding. Buy the merch. Got the plugs. All right, today we're talking about top 5 craziest things that have happened in movies. Number 1, Gru can jump over missiles. That's kind of weird. Number 2, the Minions. Did they serve Hitler? That's kind of crazy.
No,
and number 3,
can't.
I got my guest star here to talk about number 3. Hopping it over to Unicorn Daddy 69. Pew, 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 pew. What's the number 3 craziest thing that's happened in movies? Number 3.
Number 15. Burger King foot lettuce.
No, I specifically asked you to do number 3. This is the top 5. What's number 3?
Number 3.
No, I'm gonna need you to hype it up a little bit more. I mean, you might be new to this channel, but I need you to hype up the tone.
Number 3.
Yeah, there we go.
Hold on. Does this specifically have to do with the Despicable Me movies? It can be like anything.
It can be whatever movie you want, man. Like, it doesn't even need to be a movie, dude. Like, they'll just click the video and they've already watched the ad, so it's fine. We can just say whatever shit you want, man.
We'll just put a bunch of like red arrows and stuff on it. It'll be fine.
Oh, hi. Yeah, that's my editor. Yeah, we'll just put arrows and circles everywhere.
Yeah.
Random clips from trailers. Yeah, just whatever you want, man.
Yeah, in Despicable Me 2, Johnny Depp actually makes a surprise appearance. You might miss it. It's during the credits when the screen is black.
That's pretty weird. Number 4.
Number 4.
Number 4. This is actually an episode of Knight's Quest. We got you. We tricked you.
I kind of hated that, if I'm honest.
That was an experience. Nathan, is this how you feel during every other cold open that we pull out some bullshit?
As you sit here and go, like, this is bad.
Is this how karma comes back around? Yeah.
Wow. Welcome everyone to an episode of Knight's Quest. Don't worry, this is not a cringy top 5 YouTube video with no video and just audio.
I mean, it could be if we believe hard enough.
I don't want that.
We aspire to be that one day. Yeah.
Don't worry, we'll never sell out like that.
Ring that bell. Smash that like button.
Smash that like button.
Punch that like button. Devour that like button.
Let us know down in the comments your least favorite movie moment. I'm not going to read them.
Yeah, we're never going to address this.
We're never
going to read those comments.
Oh my god.
Ever. You can tell what I've been doing today, watching YouTube videos.
That was a lot.
Well, you know what else is going to be a lot?
Yeah.
This episode.
The fun and I'm having when we do Knight's Quest.
And I'm having.
What the hell was that sentence?
Yes, it's so late. I'm so tired. I'm coming off of being sick, so my voice is more weird than usual. I've had one of the weirdest summers of my life. Let's record some fucking Knight's Quest.
It's my favorite anime.
That whole thing is the title.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's a lot shorter in Japanese, yeah. No, I would agree with Jamie. The energy and our warming up was a silly one. So, folks, I don't know what that's going to mean for what's about to happen.
No one can say for sure.
Only be good. Only be good things for this episode. Okay.
Yeah.
We are entering into the tallest of the Wistone Mountains, guided by the spirit Janus into the prison of Achenis Pentis. The party enters through a 3-story opening into the face of the mountain. You said that last time.
You said that last time.
I'm going to continue to say it.
30-foot tall opening into the mountain.
Okay.
That had just appeared by Achenis laying his hand upon the stone. At first glance, appears like any other cave. It's dark, the walls are made of stone. Initially, Achenis leads you all into the cave, but after a while, he walks parallel to your group as there's not really much direction that it needs to be given. It's just a straight path. The hall, as I'm going to call it, again, it's already starting off pretty large, 30 feet tall and just as wide. But it begins to expand.
Hold on, 30 feet and 3 stories are two different things.
A story's about 10 feet.
I figured that was close enough. Is it not?
I'm ballparking here, Brev.
In Palladium, a story is 10 feet.
Yeah, shut the fuck up. You're Googling this?
Yeah.
Okay. No, look it up.
The story's 14
I'll be right.
feet.
It's 14 feet? So it's even bigger.
I did not know that. Yeah.
Okay, fine. Everyone, where we have paused our little narration.
The cave starts crumbling. Oh no, we were wrong. The dimensions.
It's not 30 feet. It's bigger. It's bigger than that. The big cave expands and continues to get even taller and even wider. And as you travel too, a light source begins to appear in this hall, but you're not quite sure where from. It's not like a crack is letting light in from outside. There's not a fire. There's not something glowing. The room itself just is... There is something about the room that it just has light in it. As the room expands too, there are columns that are on your left and your right as you walk through them. And these columns extend high up into the ceiling, and you realize that you can't see the ceiling itself anymore. It just goes up. These columns are also very large. You could probably have your entire party hold hands and all circle around these columns as they spiral and twist upward in a mother-of-pearl, ivory, marble, shimmering style. They're polished and glisten as they go upward on your left and on your right. Again, the hall continues to expand, but you can still see the walls to your left and to your right, and upon them you now see pictures. Okay, you're not sure if they're paintings or mosaics or tapestries, but there are images on the walls depicting stories and moments, and you recognize some of the characters. You see Banis and Duhas and Trujas and Genis as they do the things that you've heard of in the legends, right? There's Genis fighting off what seems to be the ocean or rebuilding mountains. You can see Banis breaking things and Trujas lending a hand. And of course there's a fifth figure who is depicted with 5 horns and in multicolors that you are assuming will be the person you'll be meeting today. But there are countless of these journeys and stories on the sides. And as you continue to travel, you see that there are things hanging above you. Again, you don't know what they're connected to or if they're floating, but they're above you, and they are massive skeletons.
Oh, good.
As if you were in a museum, but these are, huge, just gigantic skeletons. Some of them, you can put 2 and 2 together, are most likely the skeletons of dragons. You can see the wings and the skulls with horns and teeth. These skulls are so big that you could comfortably sit, again, your whole party inside the mouth of these skulls. They are huge.
Jeez.
But there are some skeletons that you do not recognize what they are. Maybe they are some kind of fish creatures, some kind of snakes. You're not sure, but they are all large and imposing.
Maybe it's a hippopotamus. Have you seen those skeletons? You'd never know.
It could be. It could be.
Did you say they're hanging from the ceiling, like by wires?
They're hanging
or something?
from the ceiling. Yeah.
Okay, so they could be in like regular pose of what that creature would stand like or fly like or any of those things.
Exactly.
Wow. Okay.
Yep. Yep. And again, because they're hanging above you, you're not actually quite sure how far away they are above you, and so they could be much bigger than they even already appear.
Jeez.
As you guys are walking down this hall, just quick. Any thoughts from anyone in the party so far at the grandeur of this?
Yeah, Eloise and Chris are both having flashbacks to the dungeon in Tarif, just like with the pillars extending into nothing and like the mosaics and pictures on the walls. Very foreboding.
Absolutely. I think the only thing that I can match to this as something that it would remind Raynor of is there was a interaction when Raynor was sort of magically brought into the realm of Mirjik in season 1 to talk to him about, like, you need to go do X, Y, or Z, or else the story is going to kick into gear in a bad way, right? It's not even that similar, but I feel like the foreboding is similar, because he was brought into this space of, like, you don't know where you are, you don't really know what's around you, but it's on a scale that you kind of almost can't comprehend, you know? Troubles fucking thinks this is the coolest shit ever. It's a gigantic, terrifying museum of natural history. This is the best.
You continue down this grand hall. Grilta, she's present, I guess, and Grorg are both just in awe, looking at everything, just eyes wide open and kind of trembling a little bit.
How about Leroy?
Leroy? He is again still, I think, on Grorg's back. So he's getting a backwards view, but he's just kind of looking around. I think he too is also, he would also be kind of just in awe of it. I wanted to do something snide and cheeky, but I don't think that would be happening. I think he's also just kind of like, whoa.
Okay.
As you continue to walk, you quickly realize that the amount of space that you've been traveling and the size of this hall could not fit in the amount of mountain that you had left at the peak of this summit.
Oh, yeah. Eventually,
you reach the end of this hall. And at the end, you see a grand throne. You're not quite sure how big it is because of, maybe it's farther away than you actually think, but you know for a fact that it is way bigger than you are, way bigger than 3 stories. But the throne itself is magnificent. It glimmers and it shines, and the back of the throne extends upward into 5 just vertical columns, just straight up again, up into the never-ending ceiling. And seated upon this throne is a humanoid figure. You're not able to get much detail about their form. You know that they got 2 arms, 2 legs, a head. As they turn their head, you can see they do have a nose. But the only other defining shape about them is you can see that they have 5 horns that are woven together on the top of their head to look like some kind of crown. And then they extend upward to create the 5 vertical horns after weaving to create a crown.
Wow, okay.
But the reason you're not able to get much other details about their form is because they are so bright. They are radiating so much glory and splendor. It's not like bright light like Sim maybe was, of light, but there's just so much glory and status about this person that's just emanating from them that they seem to just be shimmering and glowing, all the colors all at once, maybe like mother of pearl, maybe like an oil slick, but just like all the colors is so bright. It is a lot to take in, just the size and the grandeur and the stature of this individual, that I'm actually going to need everyone to make a roll. Okay. I'm going to need everyone to roll fortitude. Difficulty is going to be 5. Raynor, you do get a boost. So I'm gonna pause the timer because it's gonna be a lot of rolls.
Take a bit.
So everyone failed with at least 1 disadvantage.
Yeah.
And so what's gonna happen is when you walk to the end of this hallway and just see the grandeur, you all fall to your knees.
Sure. Yeah.
You just have to. And if you got at least 1 disadvantage, which would be everyone, you also just tears start pouring out your eyes. It just the majesty of what you're seeing. Like you are now understanding this being that we are facing is not some podunk spirit. This is not some run-of-the-mill guy. Whoever this person is a big deal. And it's at that point that Janus steps forward a little bit, not to be directly in between you, but to kind of be to the side and gestures to the being that you're facing. And he says,
I present to you the Lord of Title, the Spirit of Rank, the Opulescent Horn, the Grand Lord of the heinous pantheon, one of the 5 princes of Pallado, the killer of the lover, Heinous Pentis. Heinous.
When he says that name, it echoes and reverberates across this hall, as if the entire hall's acoustics were designed to echo this name. And I think that's at the point where the tears come, is when he says that name, is when the tears fall.
Oh.
And you're not able to speak right away, which is probably for your benefit, to be honest.
Can you give us a size? Are we talking comparable to Janus? Bigger?
Way bigger than Janus.
Much bigger, okay.
The size comparison between you to Janus is like Janus to Janus Pentis. So
okay.
He is even bigger than...
Okay, yeah, that's a big guy.
It's a big guy. And Janus Pentis sits up a little straighter in his throne, and he says...
Now, my fourth, it has been some time since you have come before my chamber. Who is it that you bring before me today with your presence? Bring one of them before me.
And Janus turns to you, Raynor, and he says,
Step forward.
That tracks. Yeah, Raynor steps forward.
As you step forward, again, I don't know if Raynor was planning on speaking right away, but you see Janus Pentis lean forward, and it looks like he is maybe taking an inhale or like squinting and focusing on you. Again, you can't quite really see his face, but you can tell that he is now intently focusing on you. And as he does that,
no pressure.
You feel exposed, as if you were naked, as if someone was reading your mind, reading your thoughts, as if you had no secrets. Right.
Ooh, yeah.
You feel like someone is truly looking at you.
Yeah.
And as he does that, he then leans back and he goes,
I see. Janus Raynor Bjornsson, son of Bjorn Bjornsson of Goldard of Glenwood, the winner of the 2041 Sun Festival, Echomancer in training and hero of the writer. I have been expecting you.
Boy, what to say first?
I think he straight up asks you a question.
Yeah.
What is it that you have come before me to bring?
A request for aid.
Is this about the whole Mjolnir situation?
You're familiar.
Yes, your associate had already informed me some time ago.
Oliver?
Yes, that backstabbing twit was here. And he asked me for assistance. I, of course, was intrigued, as I oppose Mjolnir and everything he stands for, but I was unable to assist at the time. But he said that the hero would be visiting at some point, and I believe we have reached that point then, yes.
Yeah,
I think as he does that, as you're about to talk, he then sees the rest of the group and he says,
And who are these other mortals?
Does anyone else dare to step forward?
Nope.
I think it's fair that Raynor would take that as a question still directed at him. And I think he says, they're my friends. They have traveled with me and helped me get here. We've traveled the world and we've been sent around the world, but we've all made a decision to come here.
I think he then turns and looks at, let's see who he looks at. Eloise. He turns and looks at Eloise, and she has that same feeling that Raynor, you just felt. Feeling exposed, of feeling vulnerable, of feeling open. After he kind of takes a moment and, inhales and he goes,
True Horse 5, Eloise Woodbridge, daughter of Asha, sister of Bathilda, champion of the 2041 Sun Festival. I see the relation, yes.
Did he say relation?
To you, fellow champion.
Yeah, but also, she's my friend. They're all my friends. They've helped me and saved me more than once. They deserve to be here as much as I do.
I think the deserves line, regular Janus kind of looks at you, and yeah, he just turns and looks at you funny. And Janus Pentus says,
Now then, you had an offer. You are requesting aid against the plague that is Murgic, chaos, disorder, and the like. What are you offering for this aid?
Yeah, I mean, fuck it, in for a penny, right? Raynor swallows and says, in return, I offer... Hang on. I think Raynor is savvy enough to know that when he stepped up in front of this god, the first thing that happened was an extreme sense that he does not have any secrets. Raynor changes his mind. He says, you already know, don't you? You know that I can't set you free.
Janus Pentus tilts his head and he says,
I know who you are. That is what I know.
Damn, cards on the table, Raynor.
I played my bet, and my bet was wrong.
A calculation was
shit.
made, but boy, am I bad at math.
Oh, shit.
I think you definitely see like Janus.
Nathan, you told me that there were no secrets.
I said you felt that way.
Oh, God, no. Oh, horrible mistake. Worst possible mistake.
Okay, all right, folks, let's keep playing the story.
Fuck.
And I think that Janus Pentus says,
I know who you are. The hero of the writer. The emissary sent on his behalf to influence the story. To have his free will dangled all over the place. And I know you have much responsibility with that. Which is why you were sent here. To parley with me. To see if you can do a better job than we did. You have not answered my question. What is it you are offering?
Oh, boy. Well, now I can't say freedom.
So freedom's on the table. Just gonna.
So that's.
Does Raynor actually do that? Does he like pause in his response?
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Okay, then I think Janus Pentus like sighs.
Boy, do you know what it is you are really even asking for? You say you request my aid, but in what way?
Asking for your help in stopping Murgic when he comes to Varden, or giving us the knowledge of how to destroy a spirit. We came to you because you're the only one who's done such a thing.
Now, the truth comes out. If you were asking for knowledge, I would have assumed you would have gone back to that deal-making worm in the gate, which you have already seemed to have frequented. But I suppose you cannot return, as you've already made your deal. So you come to me, the killer of the lover, yes?
Yeah.
So let me guess. You are fighting a threat, of which you have no way of defeating. A spirit of chaos nonetheless. And you had heard a story that I had killed another spirit, and you thought, there we go. That's our answer. We shall just see how he did it, and we shall do the same. Surely that shall work, surely. No one has ever thought to do something like this before.
Damn.
And so you sought out my lackey.
And you see like Janus kind of like doesn't like being called that.
You sought him out, and you convinced him with some plan of yours to bring you before me, to seek my aid. I would give it to you because you were the hero, because you would say something smooth and sly, and now you come to that moment, and your words falter. and you quake before my reference. You know, the betrayer had talked highly of you. He had said that you were bold, that you took risky actions, that you reminded him of me. I do not see the resemblance.
Wow.
And what of you others?
And he then maybe turns to the rest.
Do you all aspire to have this be your leader, your spokesman of sorts?
And then maybe we'll have him look at Quiz. He then does the same thing, where he looks at him, he soaks it in, and he says,
Infant Quiz, son
Wow.
of Zed, the former avatar of Mujik, slayer of Conquest. What do you say about all this? You seem to have quite a dealing with Mujik himself. Are you fine with seeking the aid of another destroyer?
I mean, I guess as long as nobody's losing their free will. It's promising.
That damage has already been done.
Okay. Eloise steps up. I mean that metaphorically. I don't know if she actually stands up. But she looks at Raynor to, like, introduce her. She is leaning pretty heavily into this, like, ranking system. And so, like, she's not
I get
the
that.
highest ranking person in the room.
yes.
Sure. Raynor will bow his head towards her slightly and take a step back. Yeah.
She says, "We are all characters in the story. And if Mirjik does what he plans to do, there's no more story. There's no more us or you or anything, imprisoned or not. That's it. That's it."
Highness Pentus leans back, makes a little pyramid with his hands, and he says,
So you are aspiring to my nature, Lord of Title, Spirit of Rank. And you are saying that we are actually all on the same level here. That if Mujik comes, it's over for all of us. Spirit, human, everyone. Is that right?
Begging your pardon, the only equalizer is the ending of the story.
And that ending is one of which we don't get to write. Well, one of us still has the liberty.
and he turns to look at you, Raynor.
Leroy.
Yeah, what? Yeah.
In the previous episode, Raynor asked Leroy if he would be willing to let him take some of the special bread, and Leroy's answer was, when the time is right, if I know I can trust you. And Raynor looks at him and he says, do you trust me?
Okay, we're rolling for this moment.
Okay.
This is the moment I need to roll.
Okay.
Camaraderie.
Sure.
Difficulty will be 3. Boost because of your long-term friendship with Leroy.
Okay.
And boost because you have not been an ass to him, even though he's admitted to betraying you.
Okay, I've got my camaraderie stat, which is 2 green, 1 yellow. I've got 2 boosts, and I've got a difficulty of 3. Is that correct?
That's correct. I've been having you not roll against Heinous Pentus because it would be a guaranteed loss.
Yeah.
Because it would be a 5. So,
We have 3 successes,
give it to me.
1 disadvantage.
Perfect.
Fuck you.
Oh my gosh, you've given me a resource, and let's use it. Okay, you will succeed in what you're wanting him to give you the bread.
Okay.
So he will turn to you, just kind of in this moment, because again, he's been facing back, so he hasn't seen...
He hasn't seen Heinous Pentus this whole time?
Yeah, because he's been on Grorg's back.
Oh my god, and
And so
Grorg is way too distracted to consider, yeah.
Yeah, I neither.
That's funny.
And so he then sees you, and he sees Heinous Pentus, and he kind of, again, freezes for just a moment.
And when he's kind of frozen up like that, Raynor tries to get his attention. He says, Leroy, do you trust me?
And then he, has been looking at Heinous Pentus, and he looks at you and he says, yes, my hero. And he pulls out some bread and then hands it to you.
Ooh, I don't know if I like that, yeah.
That's a disadvantage. That's a disadvantage.
God.
He gives you the bread.
Feel dirty, yeah. Yeah, he eats it.
Okay.
And he looks...
Like a small amount or like a good bite?
Oh, man, if I can eat some of it now and still have some, that's ideal.
Yeah, he gives you like a half loaf. Like, he just gives you a whole chunk.
Yeah, no, if I can still have some for later if I need it in other situations, that's fantastic, yeah.
Okay.
And I look at Heinous Pentus. That's the first thing I look at.
Yeah, all right. Fuck it. Let's go. Episode 40. Let's go.
Yeah, episode 40.
You look forward and you see a string connected to Heinous Pentus. You see a string connected to Heinous, a string connected to every other person in this room.
Raynor blurts out what he's thinking because what he's seeing is so shocking to him that he doesn't even think quickly, oh, maybe I should be careful or reserved in how I say this. He immediately says, how could you kill the lover if you are bound by the writer's strings?
I think there's a moment where you see like Heinous himself is like tense, right? He looks like he's about to like attack you for that. And Heinous Pentus is also thrown back. Everyone else is thrown back by just this outburst that you say.
Oh, yeah.
But then...
And Raynor has like a good couple of seconds before his brain catches up and realizes, oh, okay, As
I say all this, you see everyone's strings being tugged a little bit, as I described them.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
You know, when I described Heinous getting a fighting position, you see his string tugged on him. When Heinous Pentus is shocked, you see it tugged on him. And as he talks, as Heinous Pentus talks, you see his string moved as if, like someone's pulling on the other end. It's twitching a little bit.
Yeah.
And you see him say,
Heinous Raynor, do you know what makes a spirit?
No.
This will assist you in your upcoming quest of defeating Myogic. So sit down and listen. For this is important.
Shit, okay.
A spirit is composed of 5 parts.
Of course.
The first is the force or the power of a spirit. Their magical abilities to know things, to make stuff, to fly, to teleport. Their powers. This force is easily removed if you know the right spells or incantations to trap them, to drain it from them. This is nothing. The second is their form, their body, their shape, what they look like. The 6-armed cow, the flowing ink, a beast. These can also be destroyed, though with some effort. This is what the vast majority of our spirit war was about, killing each other's forms, in hopes that it would take them quite a while to find a new one.
Okay.
This is something you could do, though it would only delay the efforts of Myogic. The third is the face. This is a spirit's identity, their name, their rank, their self-awareness that they are a spirit. Take this away, and they know nothing. They could be any creature living on this world, not knowing who they are. And I was gifted the great ability to give an assigned rank and title to every spirit on this land. The grace of the writer upon my defeat. This is something you could not destroy. You would need someone like myself, someone of high authority, to take and to give the face of a spirit.
God, that is... I forgot we had a bit of lore at some point that was like, someone out there could be a spirit who's had their like memories and identity taken away from them, and they would not know it. I completely forgot that was the thing.
That's what I was thinking about Abiel for the longest time. Turns out I was kind of right, but
you
not,
were shockingly
not quite
close
in the way
to being
that
correct about that.
we were thinking.
The fourth is free will. This is, again, something you should be very familiar with.
Wait.
This can be taken away from a spirit, and this is truly what the Spirit's War was about. For whoever won, the Spirit's War became the Adaphalan, the one who chose, who truly had free will in this world. And as you can see,
And he gestures like above.
we lost. And it was taken away from all of us, no longer having the ability to act as our own. And so you ask, why did I kill the lover if I have no free will? The answer is, I did.
Holy
And
shit.
as my punishment, I have not been able to speak or act on my own accord ever since. So though you hear words from my mouth, know that they are truly not mine.
Wow.
And of course, the final part of the spirit is their fae, their soul. This is different from anima, which can go away and come back. The fae cannot be destroyed. And trust me, we tried. This is what we say when a spirit cannot be killed. You cannot destroy their fae. You can take away their powers, their force. You can destroy their body, their form. You can even remove their face, their identity. And this is what we mean when I say that I killed the lover. I did these 3 things to her. She knew not who she was. She had no body. She had no abilities. And then, of course, there is the free will, which only one has the ability to remove. I could not take this away from her, even with my great strength. And her fae lived on, shoved into that crooked crystal that gives life to this whole world. That is where she is now.
No, stop. Rainer says it in character, yeah. The heart of anima?
The one and the same.
Okay.
This is where she resides now, in her own prison of sorts. Or maybe a casket, if you dare be as poetic.
A cocoon, if you will.
The writer is only the writer because he won it.
Exactly.
I don't know what to do with this information.
This is fantastic, but also unhelpful.
No, it's not that. It is so unimaginably big for what Rainer has been thinking about and worrying about that I don't know where to begin.
I think, again, as he's talking, you've been seeing the cords dangling and just twitching and dancing, as Leroy said. And he says to you,
Highness Raynor and company, you have come to me asking for my aid to fight against the chaos of Myogic, who I oppose is the spirit of rank. And you have offered me nothing in return, other than to aspire to my own nature. But I think you now maybe know the truth. I have no choice in the matter. But the writer still likes to put on a charade of a story. And you must present something, a reason for my motives to have been convinced. Whether it be persuasion, or a deal, or a bribe. But at the end of the day, I will do what the writer tells me to do, just as you have felt this whole time. But ultimately, you do not have to do what he says. You do not have to make any deals of any sort. You do not need to respond to his actions. This is what makes you so intriguing.
It's a gamble. Quiz says, why did you do what you did to the lover?
Why did I kill her? Strip her of her face?
Yeah.
We were in war, boy. And it had been a long war. And the lover and the writer, they were entwined, like me and the other 4 princes. And to defeat one would be to weaken the other. And in a sense I did. I stripped the writer of all love that he had known. But of course, this backfired greatly, for it removed any sort of balance or control that he had, and unleashed a monster.
Wow, okay.
Okay, so, Murgic's whole deal is that he's going to destroy the heart of anima, and I think he thinks that that's going to work in his favor. But if the lever is truly inside the heart of Anima, then won't destroying it release the lever and therefore be a benefit to everybody?
This is where your logic finds fault. The heart of Anima existed before I killed her. Anima and magic has been a predominant law of this world. To break it, to destroy it, to end its control, would mean the end of its rule and its laws. What it would do to her as a being, that I cannot say. Has she been able to recover a new form inside? Has her face returned? Does she know who she is? What has the writer done about her free will, I do not know. And why he has kept her there, I cannot answer either.
Raynor says, I said that I can't help you. I said that I can't set you free. To be more precise, I do not know if there's a way I can help you or if there's a way I can set you free. But if I'm the hero, and if I am truly not bound by the writer, there must be some way. There must be something. Has anyone broken the strings? Has anyone found a way before the war, perhaps even?
Okay. Janus Pentis, when you say before the war, he says,
You are speaking of times and places, of which you will not be able to comprehend now. I see your mind shaking even at the revelations I have shared with you today. You are not prepared for those answers.
Oh my god.
But you bring up a worthy point of your freedom, of your lack of shackles. Could you use that to free another? I do not know if you could free me from this tether, but you could free me from this prison. For truly, no one of your caliber has ever tried.
So, what's stopping you from just walking out the door? What's keeping you here?
I think...
Great question, yeah.
I think he kind of like pauses, and he goes,
I cannot.
and I think he's, you kind of, this whole time, he's been big and like, proud and glorious.
Yeah.
But he kind of, you catch him off guard with that. He's like,
I can't. I don't know.
This is getting weird.
and like, even Janus is like, looking back and forth at this, and
Because of you have been bound to this prison.
With what though? By what?
The walls surrounding you confine your reverence, and so you can't.
This is...
Well, this seems, could we, if I may, do you want to stand up and, like, we'll start walking and then you can start walking too and we'll just kind of see what happens?
Janus Pentis then, like, turns to you, Raynor, and he says,
What do you say, hero?
Huh, that's an interesting answer. Janus Pentis said, I don't know at one point, right?
Mm-hmm.
Raynor's gonna play Mother's Lullaby. At the beginning of this show, we specifically said that the effect of this song, the magical effect of this song, is recalling fond memories. And I have a suspicion that there's something Janus Pentis has forgotten. I don't know what it is yet.
I have a suspicion that Nathan doesn't either.
Do it.
And I think it struck me as so odd and interesting that his response was to ask me what I think is the hero. So I'm going to play that.
This is your best stat, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's 2 green, 2 yellow.
Difficulty's gonna have to still be 5.
Okay. Do you want anything else?
Because I personally
Yeah.
like this.
Okay.
get a boost.
Oh, I love that.
Is anyone doing anything game-wise to help Raynor with this?
Like what?
That's a good question.
Just Grog? I don't have, like, buff moves to give people boosts and stuff?
I mean, Eloise could try and, like, play along.
There's no way this can benefit me. It can only make me regret saying it later, but is there any chance you want one of them to be red? I'm just, for some reason... No.
Not on this one.
Let's see.
I just for some reason decided I don't want to be happy, and I hate doing good things in this game.
I don't know if I can tell you why my brain wanted to ask that.
My rule is if I can't think of what the red is, I can't give you a red.
Oh, I think that's fair. So many of these are blank. Before I say it, for sure there's no other ones I'm rolling, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
You've got 2 more purples for Jake
Right,
to add.
but I want to hear what he's got first.
Shit.
What do you have, Jamie?
3 successes. The rest canceled out.
We have 2 failures and a disadvantage.
Okay, which means
So it succeeds!
it's a success with a disadvantage. It could not be closer to
Whatever
failing.
that means.
It succeeded by the skin of its teeth. It was so close.
We just succeeded on a difficulty 5 roll, guys.
That actually is
my
shocking
gosh.
when you put it that way, yeah.
I gotta figure out what that means.
Hold on, guys. We'll be right back. We gotta figure out what the fuck that means. Jamie, put some elevator
Okay.
music in.
Okay, you play Mother's Lullaby, and again, the acoustics of the room amplify it, it reverbs, and it reaches Janus Pentus's ears, right? It gets up to him.
For lack of a
And
better
you
word, we're gonna say ears.
Yeah, it reaches his presence, his aura, right?
Yeah.
And he stops. And we don't need to say what those memories are, right? He doesn't say them out loud. This isn't Careless
Yeah.
Whisper.
Although
But
you
I
have
think-
no idea how tempting it was to do Careless Whisper, but I wanted the scene to be dramatic, damn it.
And he pauses as just during the entirety of the song. He just listens. And as you end, he says,
Thank you. I have been around for longer than you know to count. And I have only been recalling the memories of war, of turmoil, of outcast, of betrayal, of losing one's home. But I had forgotten. Even before that, even before mine own mistakes, that there were good memories. I'd forgotten what I fought for. I've forgotten what I sought to recreate here. But I do believe the purpose of your playing this tune was to remind me of why and how I was in bondage. And I do not say this to mean you have failed, but I say this because I do not think there is an answer. I do not know why I am bound here. I lost. I paid my penance to organize all the spirits, and I was bound here, and I never left. But I don't know why. Well, I think I do know why, because the writer didn't write that I did leave.
I'm gonna keep that disadvantage for myself.
I hope everyone listening is aware that Nathan has done that like 4 times recently. Like, squandered.
He's saving them
not
up
squandered.
like triumph points.
Yeah. He's like hoarding them like a dragon. Like he's gonna unleash them all at some
Like
point.
a squirrel.
Yeah.
If only there was a way for Raynor to like transfer his free will, or like somehow.
Oh, I don't have a triumph play either because I used it up on the fucking heinous fight.
But you know what I mean? Like, Raynor is only able to influence the world so far as his own actions.
Right.
And so, if only there was a way to extend that influence of his free will to another person in order to cause them to do something that they would not have been able to do on their own, you know?
I think he has done that. Janus Pentus then says to you, Raynor, and he says,
You came seeking for my help in defeating Murgic. You came with no offer. But now you mention mine freedom. Do you give it to me?
Okay, now that's a fascinating question coming from someone who is fully aware that I can't do that. So, that in mind, Raynor, even though he doesn't fully understand, says, yes, I grant you freedom from the writer's bondage.
Oh, okay, an interesting word. You worded that.
Could I propose a new move
For
Raynor?
what's the move?
The move is I don't know a good catchy name for it, but basically it's just that. It is using his or extending his free will and influence to change somebody else's purpose or to like temporarily lift the writer's control from them, or like, you know what, like not editing but like somehow like Raynor's own free will is able to cause things to happen that wouldn't happen without him being there. Does Raynor have the ability to just like make more fucking free will people all over the place?
Up until tonight, I sure didn't think so.
I'm gonna say this.
Yeah.
Let's roll some dice.
I love it. We'll
see what happens.
Yeah, okay.
One final dice roll for the episode, folks.
What should I roll?
Roll 3 greens and 2 yellows.
All right.
And difficulty...
It's going to be difficulty 5, definitely a red. Actually, you know what? 2 reds.
Okay, so 3 purples and 2 reds?
Okay,
Yep. Okay.
So I don't need anyone else to roll anything except an extra red.
I'll roll
correct?
a red for
That's
you.
correct.
Okay, and I've got my 3 green and 2 yellow, and that's everything?
Yep.
That's it.
Okay.
Let's roll some dice.
This is awesome. I don't know what the fuck is going on, but I really like it.
Big moves, kids.
Guys, you're not going to believe me.
I might.
Because I have said more than once on this podcast that I am really, truly curious to see what happens when the red hits the bad one, the oh no. And it is laughable to think that would just happen to be the case on the most important encounter with the biggest spirit in the story so far. And it is even sillier to think that might just happen to happen after I said in this episode, I kind of want one of them to be a red just to see what fucking... Guys, I think Raynor might die. I'll count up the rest of them. I'll count them up.
Oh, you got one more red over here, too.
We also have one more red over there. Yeah.
And it's also an no.
Okay, first thing is 2 advantages.
Okay.
Next thing, 3 successes.
Okay.
And then the oh no. Success and 2 advantages and the oh no, and then also...
A disadvantage.
Okay, so you just have 1 advantage.
With 1 advantage and the oh no. How does that factor in... Does that, in addition to being the oh no, does that also, like, neutralize an advantage or anything like that?
So an oh no technically counts as a failure. So just remove one of the successes. So you still succeed overall with 1 advantage, and also still something very bad happening.
Okay.
Which... Okay.
I don't think you should be allowed to use music laughs when you're not being music. I think that should be illegal. First, oh no.
Canis Pentus stands up.
And then a little bit of poop comes out and he gets really embarrassed.
You see...
That's oh no.
That's the oh no.
No. You see that Canis, regular old Canis, is also surprised by this. Canis Pentus starts walking forward and gestures to you to start walking as well.
You being Raynor?
Yes.
Okay.
And the party.
Walking forward as in walking
Back
through
out
the
of
hall
the-
and
yeah.
I would follow him, or walking forward as in I would walk forward to meet him?
Gesturing like, let us walk out.
Yeah, absolutely. Raynor will follow that and follow Canis Pentus, I suppose.
Chase that bliss.
You
Gonna
all start walking
out of the...
Start walking out of the hall. The way you came, past the columns and the skeletons and the paintings and pictures, Grorg, still silent. Hasn't said a word. Grilta, still silent. Hasn't said anything. The rest of my characters, same. Just... You reach the end of the hall. Do you walk out?
Yeah, so we're at the entrance?
You're at the entrance.
Yeah. Yeah, Rainer walks out.
Rainer walks out.
Uh-huh.
Canis follows, along with the rest of your party. Jake, I'm assuming Eloise and Quiz walk out?
Yeah.
What is happening?
They walk out. Canis Pentis walks out of the room. This whole time, Rainer, I think I should have said this.
Yeah, can I still see the cords or has it worn off?
Yes, I think this will be the end of that effect.
Okay.
For now. But I was going to say earlier, should have said this at the top. It's my bad. But when you had said these words, I gave you permission to move. You saw the cord move. But it didn't look as if it was being tugged. It looked as if someone had, hit it from the side.
Oh, no.
But the cord?
No.
The cord is still there.
Yep.
As you walk out of the cave. But it looked as if it was being tugged from the side. As if someone was, pulling it from the actual center of the string instead of from the top. And when he walks out of the cave, which again, you're not quite sure how he fit out of it. Because he was far grander than this entrance was. But as you step out and you turn, you see him emerging out and then almost look as if he was standing beside the mountain, leaning against the mountain itself.
The whole mountain?
The whole mountain. The whole mountain itself.
Oh.
So now he's very big.
He's very big.
Oh, yeah.
And his crown extends up into the heavens themselves.
Oh, no.
And he glows and he radiates outward. It's a success. The advantage will be...
That he does not eat us.
Yeah. He turns... Okay. Cue some music here. He turns down to you guys and he says...
Hero of the writer, I am forever grateful to you. I believe this is a fair exchange for my assistance in the destruction of Murgic, to cease his tirades once and for all, to not pause his attack or delay it to another century, but to end him once and for all, to finalize his story. My freedom. In exchange for that, I think it is fair.
The advantage. The oh no. I toyed with the idea of having him, rip off the mountain top itself, or start destroying the land around, but I don't think that's big enough. I think with the oh no, Rainer, you see the cords extending up straight up into the sky itself, right? There's no ceiling blocking you. Right. And you see the hand that is tugging the string on the top.
I don't love that.
Does it look like the Master Hand from Super Smash Bros?
It's still far away, so you can't get any actual details, but you see there's a hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, the arm itself, fades off into just distance, right? You can't, it's too far away.
Right.
But you see that hand, give it a little tug, and the hand itself twists and turns to you and gives you a big middle finger. Hey there, Questies. It's me, Nathan. Thank you so much for listening to episode 40 of season 3. Yes, we're at episode 40, which officially means that season 3 is going to be the longest season yet, which obviously is not a shocker to anyone. A couple of announcements. The first one is that, Jake, you were wrong. I Googled how tall a 3-story building is, and while one story, if you Google it, it does say 14 feet. If you Google a 3-story building, it says around 30 feet. So I was right. Suck it. More importantly, the Golf Ball Tournament, if you're listening to this episode any amount of time more than like a day after it came out, this is not relevant. But if you're listening to it on the Friday it came out, we're having the Golf Ball Tournament tomorrow. That's Saturday, September 10th. Yes, if I got my dates right, the 10th at 5 p.m. In Fridley. Come join us. I'm really excited to play the game, and I'm really excited to go and get dinner with whoever shows up afterwards. That's going to be fun, too. Again, head to our website, kqpodcast.com, click the Gorfo button, and let us know you're going to be there. Register. Otherwise, we're going to be like, no one's coming. And then we'll just get dinner without anybody, and that'll be fun, too. But let us know. We got trophies, and you could win it, or I could win it. Who knows? Gorfball. kqpodcast.com. See you there. While you're at KickItPockets.com, you can click on that Patreon button. You know the drill. Go to Patreon. Support us. Your donations, your funds, keep this show going and help us take it to another level of excellence. I want to give a shout out to all of our patrons for your continued support. We're so grateful that you keep giving month after month. Seriously, that means a lot to us. And an extra big shout out to our better tier patrons, Lauren Grace, Mike, Lowell, long may he reign, and those dang high elves again. I spiced up that order on you. If you want to join their ranks, again, go to kqpodcast.com, click the Patreon button, or go to patreon.com/kqpodcast. There, if you join our lower tier, you can join the Discord, where we have lots of memes and lots of discussions and theories about things. The middle tier has a lot of bonus episodes, like last month's, which was a deep dive onto the Keeper of the Gate and her explorations in the desert and hunting Azamites and other dark secrets in the sand. It was one that me and Jamie did. It was a lot of fun, very dramatic, and I loved it. I thought it was a great episode, and people seem to be enjoying it too. And plus, hours of other content. Go check it out. And of course, the better tier rank, you get stickers and shoutouts. So that's very, very cool stuff. Again, thank you to everyone. Check it out. If you can't give, don't worry about it. We're just glad you're here. Now, you might be sitting here going, Nathan, I'm all caught up with Knight's Quest. What else should I listen to? I need some more actual play content in my life. And actually, I like the game Knight's Quest, but I need some good old-fashioned Dungeons and Dragons. Well, then I have the show for you. Check this out.
Mr. Witch and Mr. Light have an agreement with a group of hags who call themselves the Hourglass Coven. You see, they can come and go into the Witchlight Carnival as they please to steal from naughty patrons. But what happens when those patrons come back years later looking for those lost things? Find out as Wizards and Wine takes on The Wild Beyond the Witchlight. 2 tables playing through the same adventure. One table more thoughtful, kind, and bold in their actions. The other table more decisive, more adventurous, a little more prone to taking risks. The actions of each table influences the gameplay of the other. Find out how it all shakes out with Wizards and Wine, The Wild Beyond the Witchlight. You can catch the podcast on your favorite podcasting platform, and you can catch the live stream on Mondays. Find us on YouTube and Facebook. We hope to see you at the carnival very soon.
Yeah, you got to go check out Wizards and Wine. It is a blast. They have tons of episodes. Their most recent season is them exploring the D&D campaign, The Wild Beyond the Witchlight. Now, for the few of you who listen to this show and are also my D&D campaign that we're going to be playing The Wild Beyond the Witchlight, maybe don't listen to those episodes because then there'll be spoilers. Everyone else, go ahead and listen to it. Or you can check out their other content. They've got some stuff. They've got like 2 other seasons. They do the Tomb of Annihilation. There's a lot of good stuff. So head on over there. They've also got live streams too on their Facebook and, as I said, their YouTube. So you can check those out too if you like visuals. I know people are always like, Nathan, where's the visuals? And we're like, we can't, but they can't. So again, Wizards and Wine. Check it out. Oh, and I gotta give the gold star this week to Kelly for putting the idea in my head that we need to create a Knight's Quest wiki. She posted on the Facebook saying, yo, why isn't there a Knight's Quest wiki? I need this. And I was like, bruh, yeah, we should make that. And so I did. I made one and I got a couple pages on there, but I realized creators aren't supposed to edit their own wiki. Very taboo, not supposed to do it. So, while I've gotten the skeleton created, I need you guys, the fans, to fill this wiki with as much information as you can. So if you have any experience editing wikis before, or you're like, yo, that sounds like something I want to do, I've got all this knowledge, I think it's a really easy platform to learn. There's a little bit of learning curve, but you can do it on how to make edits, but anyone can do it. Absolutely anyone can edit this wiki. So if you go online and you search for knights-quest.fandom.com, you'll find it. If you search Knights Quest Wiki, you'll find this like random video game wiki, and that's a problem. Ours should come up first. So we need everyone to go to that website, make some edits, add some stuff. It doesn't even need like fully fleshed out. Just put something on there. As you can see, there's hardly anything. So add some stuff to the wiki. Let's flush that out. Let's make it the first search result, and let's make it be a helpful resource for future fans or current fans who are struggling what to do. So yeah, we got a wiki. Go check it out. Okay. That is all I've got for you today. The next episode is going to be out on September 23rd, and we're going to keep it moving with this story. We are barreling ever closer to the finale. We're not there yet, but we're getting closer. And yeah, may your place in his story be long. No, I would agree with Jamie. The energy and our warming up was a silly one. So, folks, I don't know what that's going to mean for what's about to happen.
No one can say for sure.
Only be good. Only be good things for this episode.
You have to keep listening to find out, to solve the mystery of what fresh bullshit awaits us.
It's a choose your own adventure, but every page just sends you to the page that says, all right, here we go.
Every book is a choose your own adventure if every page just leads you to the next page.
Holy shit.
Oh my god, I'm a genius.
My entire outlook on books has changed in this one moment.
There's so much. Stop. But what does that say about free will? It's like, oh, every book is a choose your own adventure. You can choose to keep reading.
If somebody in the world of Knight's Quest stood up and said every book is a choose your own adventure book, they would be burned at the stake for heresy.
I definitely think someone probably said that.
You can just skip to page 50. No one's stopping you.
That's so true with a book. You can just start wherever.
Man. Yeah.
No one's making you
Why
start
don't
the
more
beginning.
people do that? Why don't more people pick up a book, read the last page, say, I did it, and then put down the book?
Yeah, I accomplished the goal, right?
You're gonna let a fucking book tell you how to read?
Speed read. Done. I've read every book now. I'm so good. No, this is Knight's Quest. This is... Damn, this is gonna be an episode. Okay.
Earlier today, I was texting my boyfriend. And at some point, the conversation guided me to say everything in the universe is either a real duck or a fake duck. And that's been sticking with me all evening. And I feel like it's really helped me unlock the mysteries of love life.
That is from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, except I think it was potato.
Yeah, so, everything is either a potato or not a potato.
Oh, so damn it.
Congratulations. You have not thought of something new. All right, so good job.
Wow.
Maybe read a book.
Oh my god.
Maybe you should read the middle of the book.
Go
just
pick
the last
up a book
page.
at page 50. Oh my god.
I think that was like the whole chapter too. It was like a one-page chapter in the book about everything being a potato or not a potato.
I believe it.
Okay.
I like mine better.
Yeah, okay. All right. So we're Knight's Quest. This episode 40 of season 3.